Have you heard about Jeremy Clarkson?
I've seen
Have
it.
you heard
Is that
about
the Top Gear guy?
Yeah, the Top Gear guy.
I've seen quotes, but I have no idea what's actually
I haven't
happened.
even
So-
I
What
saved
did he
one
do?
because I wanted to read what's happened. Because
So-
I saw the first one and I brushed off, and then I saw two more things. I was like, hold on,
Wait,
what's Jeremy Clarkson done?
Okay, so this is a good one because Jeremy Clarkson, last I checked, Amazon have cut ties with him. They fired him because of what he wrote about Meghan in a column in December in a newspaper.
What was he doing at Amazon?
Like the Top Gear show.
It's
not
on Amazon.
it's not Top Gear anymore. What was it called? I don't know. Grand Tour. Because
Okay.
Top Gear got cancelled because he punched an executive or something. So he said he done the Grand Tour at Amazon and he had some farming show as well.
Mhm.
But anyway, so I'm gonna read what he said in the article, and then I want you guys to tell me whether you think it's a fireable offense or a cut ties with offense or anything like that, right?
I'm gonna really say.
So in the column, he's talking about Meghan and Harry. This was following their documentary. Yeah, the rest of the documentary, the one that half the world loved and
half the
3/3 didn't. Okay,
Mhm.
so in the column he said,
The whole world.
yes, it does.
And then
my word.
the other section just meh.
In the column he said, I hate her, not like I hate Nicola Sturgeon or Rose West. I hate her on a cellular level. At night, I'm unable to sleep as I lay there, grinding my teeth and dreaming of the day when she is made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while the crowds chant shame and thrown lumps of excrement at her.
Yeah, that's a bit mad still. That's a bit
I'm all up
unnecessary
for freedom
still.
of speech and
Listen,
stuff, man.
remember that discussion we had about time and place? That time and place discussion, Jeremy Clarkson should have listened to, right?
I would have been like, delete. Nah, man, nah.
Okay, fine.
Fireable offense.
Okay, so you say fireable. What about you?
That's definition of hate speech.
For
actually.
his position and grandeur, definitely fireable.
If it was on mean tweets, no. You should have tweeted it.
Even if it was I don't know, because I think that
See, I disagree.
It's vivid.
parade
It's
her
too
naked
vivid.
and
Parade her
throw
naked.
poop
Was
at her.
that's like
It's a reference
No,
to a Game of Thrones scene.
No,
yeah.
it's fine. It's a reference to a Game of Thrones scene, but he's saying he wants that to happen to Meghan
No,
Markle. That's like saying,
he said
that's
he's
like
dreaming
saying,
about it.
yeah, but he's dreaming that happens to her.
To her, yeah.
No, so what? You're allowed to dream. It's like saying thinking.
You're allowed to dream.
Hang
Just
on,
don't share the
Dreaming
world
about
with your
in
dreams.
dreams.
It's thinking about killing someone, committing murder.
But then,
It's not.
But if you
Can you get charged for thinking about killing someone? No, you cannot. This is not even murder we're talking about here.
If I went to my job and said I'm thinking about killing kids, you're happy for them to keep me there?
No.
Because it's just a
That's
thought.
different. No.
Why is it just
Say,
okay.
You can't get
I
around.
keep dreaming about the day I'm gonna burn these students to death. You
Okay.
want them to keep awake?
Yeah.
Come on, chief.
Okay, no.
Come on.
Two reasons why it's not
I
the same.
get
Two
you.
reasons why it's not the same. Number one, he's writing for a column, so already we know that this is art. Someone could argue this is art. This is literally
But why does art have to be
literacy
hateful?
art. No. Hang on. Someone could argue that this is art. This is literally art. That's a term, isn't it?
Literate.
Literally art. It's
Can I
art
ask you a
using
question
words
before you
right?
continue?
Yeah.
Right? Is this column does it reflect his thoughts, or is it like writing a song, for example? Are you just entertaining people?
No.
Or is it his thoughts?
It's an opinion column, so it's
his
thoughts.
opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So first
Fire
thing,
him.
he's writing, so he's expressing something. Creative writing is probably the best way to put it. It's creative writing, right? So in doing that, he's gonna have to invoke emotion. Use certain language or whatever, right? So that's number one.
Well, he has invoked emotion.
It's
They fired him. Why is he complaining?
So number one, it's creative writing, right? Number two, he's expressing his opinion on someone. Yeah. And unless people are not allowed to do that.
But remember that, this is what I'm saying. Remember that conversation we had, which you agreed with about time and place.
So
it's not that that's fine if that's his opinion of Meghan Markle. Did he really have to write it down in a column like that for everybody to read and see?
No, but he is in a position where what he writes goes to the newspaper and they publish it. It's the same thing we're doing here. It's the same thing we're doing here on this. It's the same concept, right? This this episode could be streamed on BBC News.
Okay.
And someone will say, "Oh, guys, why were you talking about the Church of Bishop and their gay things
hold
on BBC News or whatever?" No, but that's because that what we're talking about or our opinions have just been aired nationally or internationally.
Yes, but what he said, I can't remember the example that we were using when we were talking about the time and place thing. I think it was that whole, there's somebody at work that you don't like how they're dressed. You don't go about every day telling them, "I hate what you're wearing. I hate what you're wearing. I hate what you're wearing."
That wasn't the time and place conversation.
It was.
Because no, I don't think that was the time and place. But in any case,
no, I think that was should you say everything that should you say every opinion that you feel?
Okay, but what is wrong with him expressing an opinion that does not favor Meghan? Because
it's the way of expressing the opinion. Say you don't like the girl, that's fine.
But don't say you hate her.
Say you hate her, but it's the rest of it.
So the issue here, if I'm understanding you right, the issue is the fact that in him expressing how much he dislikes this woman, he references a scene in Game of Thrones.
But I don't know it's a Game of Thrones scene.
In which someone...
What if somebody like me doesn't know it's a Game of Thrones scene?
Then you'll be shocked. You'll be horrified. You'll be offended. Until someone comes to you and says, it's a reference to a Game of Thrones scene. And then at that point, what do you do?
But I'll still be offended because what if somebody like me, very fallible, I'm not saying I'm fallible, I'm just giving an example.
You just say someone like me, very fallible.
I heard it
Stick
too.
to one thing.
Oh, there's someone like me is in reference to who didn't know who doesn't know that was a Game of Thrones thing. Takes that very, very literally, and that's what they now want to do to Meghan Markle.
No, but he's not saying that that's what should happen to her, or he's not.
That's what, but he's saying that's what he would like to see. That's what he dreams of.
He's not inciting anyone to do it. So he's not saying, guys, fine. Let's do this.
I can agree with that, but he's saying.
B, he's not saying I'm going to do it. And C, if anyone reads this and thinks that this is what he wants to literally happen, I would question that person's intelligence. Can you read it one more time, please? Okay. I hate her, not like I hate Nicola Sturgeon or Rose West. Mm-hmm. I hate her on a cellular level. Okay, for context, to make it a bit worse, so Nicola Sturgeon is the First Minister of Scotland. Rose West apparently is a female serial killer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whatever. So obviously someone will be like, "Oh my God, he hates Meghan more than a serial killer." Whatever.
That killed kids.
I just wanted to add that context because I'm fair.
That killed kids.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I hate her. Not like I hate Nicola Sturgeon or Rose West. I hate her on a cellular level. Mm-hmm. At night,
what's that word you keep saying?
Cellular. Cellular. Like on a cell level. At night, I'm unable to sleep as I lie there, grinding my teeth and dreaming of the day when she is made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while the crowds chant shame and thrown lumps of excrement at her.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? Why do we always joke about being cancelled on this podcast? And why do people get cancelled? The unfortunate thing is that you always make this example saying that Kevin Hart is playing a certain game and he knows what game he's playing. Mm. And in that game, he knows that there are certain things that he can't say. Mm-hmm. Right? So he will apologize where technically he shouldn't have apologized. He will avoid things that, maybe as a black comedian in the social world should be tackling, because he knows what he knows the game he's playing. Mm-hmm. Now, in the field that he's in, on that playing field that he's in, he's navigating that. He knows that as long as I'm here and as long as I need to get somewhere, I can't do certain things. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, again, we can always argue, should that be the case? Some can always say, no, we need to be able to express ourselves.
No, but that's the conversation we're having.
Right?
Because we're not having about what is, because we know what is. The question we're having is
so here's the thing. So here's the point, yeah? Him being who he is, having the influence that he has, I guess you can say that, his opinion isn't just an opinion.
What is it?
Right? It's more than an opinion.
What is it?
It's an influencing thought. Okay? Mm-hmm. And people are watching him. Right? Now, that aside, for me, it was too graphic, too detailed, even for an opinion. Right? For me, it actually borders hate speech or because the reason I asked you to read it again is that dreaming of the day. Yeah. So you can say that fine, he's not inciting anyone to do it, but can you say that that's something that he would want to happen to Meghan? I would say yes, because he's lying there, grinding his teeth, dreaming of the day when she is made to parade. Now,
okay, so let me ask a question before you carry on. So when you hear this, right, do you actually think that he's there in his bed, literally grinding his teeth, unable to sleep because of Meghan Markle?
he's just
No.
I'm answering. My answer is no. He's describing something.
So then,
But unfortunately,
hang on, before you carry on. So then, if I've asked you that question, that and you say that no, you don't think he's physically lying there, unable to sleep, grinding his teeth. He's describing a sentiment, a feeling. Why is it that when you move on to the next bit, all of a sudden that becomes literal?
No. It's not all literal, I guess, from that point.
But
I would say it's not
his
literal.
way of writing, obviously, we're dissecting this conversation. We're dissecting this piece of writing. So when we're dissecting, yes, we're gonna say he's literally probably not lying in bed grinding his teeth.
No.
But that's the image he wants you to have. That's the picture he is
to
painting.
communicate something.
Exactly. To communicate his hate.
To communicate his hate for Meghan.
You're missing my point in the sense that because we're dissecting it, we're going into, but no one is going to really sit there and dissect it the way that we're dissecting it and think, actually, I don't think he's literally in his bed. Some people are going to read it and think, whoa, he's having, like, some people read it and take it as it is without having
except for Piers
it.
Morgan.
And that's why I found
there are a lot of people that
interesting.
don't like Meghan that have actually said it, and nothing has happened to them because he's crossed a line. Unfortunately, this is why I was giving the whole Kevin Hart thing. Unfortunately, it's the same thing with the Kanye West thing. If you say things that you shouldn't say, with where you are, it's gonna get you in trouble. It's just unfortunate. Should that be the case? We can say no, it shouldn't have been. He should be able to describe what he wants to do. But am I surprised reading that? We did the whole Andrew Tate thing. Yeah. Every single tweet or anything we read, I was like, nah. Reading that, I was like, yo, like my G.
But
say I hate Meghan Markle.
Am I right? Am I right in saying that the shock factor is because of what he's described, the whole parade?
Yes, 100%. Yes,
and the fact that is a reference to an actual scene, because that happens in that scene, right? This person that the town doesn't like because she's done ABC or whatever is made to parade through the streets of the town while people throw excrement at her. So that actually happened in the scene. So it's not like he's drummed this up off his whatever. He's literally describing something that happens in a show to communicate that someone who I guess people feel like they've brought shame upon their town, which is what people feel about Meghan. She's brought shame to the royal family, to Britain, to Harry. Exactly. So that is exactly what he's communicating using a very powerful scene, emotively, which clearly worked because it's got people in arms like that. So from a writing point of view, I think he definitely got his point across. Unfortunately, went the wrong way for him. But I think it's a really good piece of writing to communicate his feelings.
It's a really good piece of
tone
writing
deaf?
if he was a nobody.
No. It's good regardless.
It's
good
for
regardless.
People to be tone deaf. Isn't that the conversation?
But tone deaf is not a crime. Being tone deaf is not a crime.
He hasn't committed a crime.
It should not be a crime.
He hasn't committed a crime.
A moral crime at this rate. You get fired for something, a moral crime. You have to commit a moral crime to get fired.
If more people like Meghan than those that dislike
like Pro Nick is saying,
lose money.
It's the same thing that we were talking about last week with Lady Susan. She probably didn't do anything wrong. We all agreed that the discussion, besides Pro Nick, the discussion was somewhat above board, but it's the okay.
Go on. Sorry, make your point.
It's the outlook, and like Pro Nick is saying,
what's the outlook?
It's like this whole police officer thing we were talking about. You're in a position of power, so what you say holds a little bit more water than everybody else. And in the current climate, probably the people at Amazon probably agree with what he said. But given the current climate and everything that's going on, of course that he's going to get fired. They're not going to stand by that.
So what we're saying is that when you're in a position of power, when you've got, and this is not politicians either. This is just a celebrity. So celebrities shouldn't voice their opinions because they're in influencing positions.
I'm not saying don't voice.
And when they get fired, you shouldn't have voiced your opinions. Because that's exactly what we're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. But you've got to know. You've got to know what you're into and what you can and cannot do within the remits of what you're into. That's with anything. Does that make sense? For example, in your job role,
Mhm.
you can't glorify benefits of financial gain that are not there just to get a customer. You can't do that.
No, okay, but no, that's different because again,
It's not really different.
that's
but my point,
that's regulatory. That's
Fine,
completely
okay.
different to expressing an opinion on a public figure who we are allowed to, because they're a public figure, we're allowed to have opinions on them.
we can have opinions on them, but I don't know how I want to
He
put it.
just
But my
went
point,
too far
you
with his
have to understand.
opinion.
You have to
That is all.
understand the remits of what you're into. So, for example, like Pro Nick was saying, there's some of the radical comedians they don't care, but you can see some of the comedians have changed the way they do their comedy. Why? Because they still want their job and they understand that within this world, if I say something like this, it's gonna get me cancelled, rightly or wrongly. But that is the nature of that.
You know, yeah, and that's what I'm
the
saying.
nature of
And that's what I'm
that.
saying. That what is what is, because what's happened has happened. I was reading it so that I find out whether you guys think it is a fireable offense or not.
It
You
is.
both said it's a fireable
It is.
offense,
It is.
and you're saying it's a fireable offense because it's, you said it's borderline hate speech.
I just think it's just not very,
And-
not
and
very tasteful, very nice,
It's not tasteful, not nice.
I see why.
Is all of that something to lose your job over?
Yes.
Listen, for me, I didn't. My point of losing the job is, for me, he miscalculated.
Yeah.
And that's why he lost his job. I understand why he lost his job, because of the climate that we're in. That's the point that I'm making.
Mhm.
So in the climate it's the same way I understand why
Okay, but my question
Lady
is-
Susan
but my question
was made
is-
to resign.
You've read what he said. Should he have lost his job? That's my question.
Despite the climate, I guess.
My question is, should he have lost his job because of what he said? And what I've said is what I've read. I'm not saying about what we all know why he's lost his job. We all know what kind of climate we're living in. I get that. My question to you guys is, should he have lost his job because of what he had said, what he has said, or what he said?
I think for me, it's again, just to emphasize my yes, I think for me it goes to this point that we always use, that let's say you have a friend who sleeps around or something, and you're having a talk with them, what you're doing is not good. There's a difference between how you're going to say that, calling them a slut, you whore kind of thing. That's probably going to be like, nasty. That's not even like you're trying to get them to change their ways, but then same conversation, different terms, different ways, different words portrays the same message. You probably get a more positive outcome from that conversation.
So you're saying,
I'm saying that I have no problem with him disliking Meghan.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I said, many people dislike Meghan. Piers Morgan is very vocal about Meghan as well, right? What I'm trying to say is that his description or his analogy to try to get people to understand the depth of his hate for Meghan should have stayed in his head.
Why?
Because for me, it crossed the line.
Why?
It's just too graphic. I don't know how you measure it.
Okay, so
I think it's, if there's a line,
let me
line.
me try something, right? Or let me pose something to you. So if he had said this instead, I hate her, not like I hate Nicola Sturgeon or Rose West. I hate her on a cellular level. Is that a lose your job over comment or opinion?
I still want to say yes. Like, why are you out there hating Meghan, man? She's done nothing wrong. I'm joking. I don't like Meghan like that. Do I? I don't know.
I'm asking. I'm asking a question.
I would say no. I'll say it's not.
What about you?
Because for me, is the whole hanging and naked parading, chanting things. That's pushing it over.
What about? We've lost her. Okay,
I'm trying
so
to Google what cellular level means.
It's just like, I guess, I don't know, cell level. It just means like under your skin. You know the term under your skin?
Depth.
Like you really hate them on a...
Cellular level can mean several things.
Okay, fine. You tell us what it means. And okay, and I imagine that's the bit that you're saying went too far is what grind up the people the wrong way. And if that is the reason, I think that's why I take more of an issue with it. Because all he's doing is likening his feelings towards Meghan to a work of fiction.
Yeah, which is bad.
I see
Which is
no
bad.
problem with that.
It's terrible.
I see no. It's like saying I'm trying to think. It's like telling someone, "Oh, I love you the way Rose loves Jack." That's probably a very bad example. I'm not a writer, but basically, it's like taking your feeling and then likening it to a work of
very,
fiction.
very, very graphic work of fiction.
I mean, if the issue is the graphicness, then why did no one complain when they're watching a Game of Thrones?
Because
Because
we were not seeing Meghan's face.
no,
when
no,
we were watching
but
Game of
that's
Thrones.
and this is the borderline hypocrisy that people are. Because if the issue is that this is too graphic, I'm just putting everywhere. If the issue that this is too graphic, this is in writing. People actually saw this on the screen. How come nobody said a thing?
The thing is that I think
And this wasn't even the most graphic thing
what you're
in the
failing
show.
to understand is that it's not the graphicness, it's not the show, and it's not him.
Mhm.
It's him putting Meghan's face on the show. That changes everything.
Why? What does it change?
It's no longer a work of fiction. It's now Meghan's face that we are seeing being paraded, being spat at. So it's now something that Meghan, in quotes, is experiencing. Or we are hold on,
not even in quotes.
hold on,
And that's
hold on.
I think that's where we disagree.
We are being made to think about
why?
Meghan going through.
Why?
For us to understand his depth of hate
and what's
for
wrong
Meghan.
with that?
Yeah, it's too far.
What?
Here's the thing, Chin. Here's the
would
thing,
you
Chin.
say somebody
Yeah?
something like
Here's
that
the thing.
about somebody?
If I hated someone
hold
that
on.
much, yes,
Hold
why
on.
not?
Here's the thing, right? In this world,
I don't know why I would hate someone that
in
much,
this
but
world,
yeah.
people have great hate for others. And whatnot.
Mhm.
Now, okay, let's go Bible a little bit, right? Why did Jesus come and say that it's not what it is that you do, but as a man thinketh, so is he?
I'm sure Jesus didn't say that. I'm pretty sure Jesus did not say as a man thinketh, so is he.
It sounds biblical.
Mm.
He did. Anyway, the point was that he did. Okay, when he was changing the whole thing, said that it's not, it's not, before you even do it, if you think about it, you've committed it, right? It's because the act aside, the thought itself is it's what's sin. The fact that you've thought about it, that's what's sin.
Okay.
Right? Now the point I'm trying to make there is that in this world, right, there are people that think hateful things, deep things, evil things, right? You don't you could be at work, your boss could be looking at you every day, and every day he's stabbing you with a knife. Every day he's shooting you.
Okay, what's your
every
point?
time you walk in,
What's your point?
you're dead, shot in his mind. Yet he goes, good morning, Chin. Right? Now, my point is this, that when people start voicing out their opinions, there still needs to be control. There still needs to be a cap. It's not a free reign world. Say what you want to say to everybody in anyhow you want. Yeah, I believe freedom of speech is freedom of speech, but there are certain things that you have to watch how you describe them or how you say them.
Then it's not freedom of speech.
You see,
then.
no, it's not. Okay, okay?
It's
Basically,
not free.
hate speech is different from freedom of speech.
And
so
to you, this is hate speech.
To me, it is.
But
he's saying I hate. That is
no,
hate.
no. But then you said yourself that if it had just stopped on there, I'd hate her, not like Nicola or Rose. I hate her on a cellular level. If it had just stopped there, for you was like, it's not that bad.
No, it is terrible. But I say it's okay.
The description,
to allow
the
him,
description of him linking it to Game of Thrones. That's what becomes hate speech.
That's the exact point I'm trying to make. To say that it's they gets to a point where it's too much, and that applies in everything. Yeah, say what you want to say, but there gets a point where it's gonna be too much, and you have to take responsibility for what you have said. He's not gonna get arrested, right? He's not gonna get shot down or whatever, but he will have to take responsibility for his words. Because he's said them in public, and in my opinion, it's way too graphic. It's way too much to say about someone, like you said, who is technically part of the royal family. Like we can't live in a world like that. Say you dislike her, say you hate her, say she's messed up the royal family, and so on and so forth. But to create that scene for people, like for me, I didn't know that was in Game of Thrones. I didn't watch Game of Thrones like that. I didn't even know. Like Fasan was saying, for me, I thought this is just him imagining it. The fact that it's Game of Thrones, for me, I think it's even worse.
Why?
Because, like I said, it's something that people actually watched. So for those that have seen it, they're literally removing whoever it was that was there and sticking Meghan there. That's what you've driven in people's mind, and I think that's what makes it bad for me. It's not the fact that he hates her, it's not the fact that he's expressed his hate in public, but it's how he has gone about it that he has to take responsibility for that. Fine.
Mm.
Let's say it's fine. Let's say it's okay.
Mhm.
Let's say he crossed no lines. Let's say nothing was wrong. But he has to take responsibility. And that responsibility is the fact that his employers or his customers, whoever they are, they didn't like it. They also felt that it was too much. He got fired.
I'm pretty sure the employers had no issue with it.
Someone had an issue with it.
The public had an issue with it,
And they got that's taking responsibility.
and unfortunately, some people back down to the public, and
because they want money. This world is run by money.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. And it's like I said, can I agree to say that maybe it's tone deaf, or maybe he shouldn't have put it that way? Fine, if that's the argument, I can agree with, and I'm sure he did apologize as well afterwards.
Then you make a point.
Do I think it's something that's a fab? Because the issue now is we're going towards a place where, like what you're saying, words are being policed, right?
Not necessarily. Can I give you one example before you say what you want to say? Right?
What?